I'm Catholic. I was baptized Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I made my communion. But when I went over for college, I don't think I was like heavily into the word. I don't even think that I'm like heavily into the word now, but there's no doubt that God is moving in my life. I made it out of situations that I should not have. When I moved away, I was seeing artists like myself that were climbing to the top in the city being shot and killed. Their moms calling me, screaming, telling me that their son, one of my closest friends, had been shot in the face. I knew I had to get out of that environment.
Mm.
And I think I'm just so grateful because everything I ask God for, He delivers. I don't know why He chose me. I don't know why He won't get His hands off of me. I don't know why this man just letting me do what I want to do. And it's all coming to fruition. But I know that He paved this for me and I trust Him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't want you to lose for me. You'll be my latest victim. Why would you wanna do that for me? Why you wanna do that?
I said, mirror, mirror on the wall, all of a sudden wanna call.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
How you doing today?
Doing amazing, blessed, and highly favored.
Awesome, awesome. What I want you to do is I want you to breathe in,
Okay.
and this time I'll make sure I say breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Can you hear that? Okay, breathe in one last time
Okay.
and breathe out. Name.
Katie, Angel, aka Vibe with Katie.
Where are you from, Katie?
I'm originally from a very, very small town in Louisiana, called Lafayette, Louisiana, but I was raised in New Orleans area since I was 10 years old.
Okay. They say New Orleans, y'all a little different.
Yeah, I feel like Louisiana is just like a whole different island on its own. Like nobody here is like anybody from back home. It's a completely different culture.
Hmm. What's your occupation?
Oh, so first and foremost, I'm an artist, singer, songwriter. But I also have my own podcast called Who Wants to Be My Pen Pal that I'm the host of. I also have a nonprofit society called Queens Reigning Society, all about women's
Hmm.
empowerment. And I'm a content creator.
Oh, you just doing it all, huh?
I like to do a lot.
Name one person that you can think of that inspires you.
um, I would say my mother. I feel like she is that girl
Hmm. Okay.
in every definition, that woman. Shit.
Love it, love it. Let's reflect. I want you to look in the mirror. What do you see? Now, I want you to give this 10 seconds before you speak.
You got to tell me when it's 10.
10.
Oh, okay. um, I feel like I see someone who has overcome a lot of challenges, who is focused on their purpose, who has a very defined path in life, who is a survivor, but someone who is also very much an entrepreneur, but in more of a loner way. I don't really depend on other people to get me to my success. I see someone who is very driven and focused and tunnel visioned.
When you look in the mirror, what do you see that others might overlook?
Mm. I think most people see that I have such a happy disposition. So it makes them think, oh, well, what does this girl know? Or what has she been through? And I think people overlook the fact that I'm not someone who carries my weight with me daily. I don't try to make that a part of my storyline. And just because I do carry myself in maybe a happier manner doesn't mean I haven't experienced life.
Well, why are you so, I guess, happy? then does this come from like your mom, or
So sorry. Oh my God.
um, does this come from your upbringing? Like, why are you so happy?
I feel like it's not even like a happiness, honestly. I think people misread it as like a happiness.
Hmm.
I feel like I just shine my light. And I think it's more so based on like when I was 5, I was hit by a car and I almost died at the scene. And I think for me, as an adult looking back and being diagnosed with like PTSD, like the doctor was like, she's gonna have PTSD. She's going to experience anxiety. She's gonna have these fears of going outside because she was in a near death accident. And I think it made me grateful for every single day. As a kid, I didn't know that's why I was, so grateful for every day. But as an adult now, I realize we're not given days just because. I feel like we have to be very purposeful and intentional. And then another reason I feel like, it's good to have a happier disposition because if you start at a happier moment, something bad happens, it's kind of like, well, I was already happy. I mean, I'll take a little ding.
Do you remember that at 5? Like, you remember
Yeah,
when that
very
happened?
vividly,
S- n-
actually.
Yeah, tell us that story.
So I remember like my mom and dad were like in the house. It was just like a regular Saturday morning. I always played with my neighbors. I was best friends with the little girls next door. They had just gotten a new bicycle. And our neighborhood was like very family, oriented. And I was riding her bike. I remember hearing a car coming up, but they know that there's a lot of kids in the neighborhood. So normally, like the cars would like slow down or move around you. And as the car got closer, I remember hearing like a girl and a guy arguing, and they were like fighting, and she probably was distracted because of that.
Mm.
Um, and then she ended up hitting me from the back, and I remember flying what felt to me like obviously not 20 feet, but flying into the air. I hit the pavement, and I was laying there, and I had internal bleeding going on.
Oh wow.
So after I was having the internal bleeding from my mouth, I remember I had seen it was the 90s. So I don't know if you guys remember like kids were getting kidnapped. I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know why this was the first thing that went through my mind, but I thought they were gonna try to kidnap me. So I literally got up and my neighbors were like, "No." And I remember running into the house and
oh wow.
yeah, I should not have done that. I ran into the house just barfing up blood, and my siblings were like playing the video game. They look at me and then they just start playing the video game again, and I ran into my parents' room, and my dad's like, "What's going on? What is going on?" And my mom starts screaming, and then the girl busted in the house, and she was like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't see her." And then I don't remember anything after that point. I passed out.
Mm. So what do you remember next after that? Like waking up?
I literally remember waking up in a hospital, and it was a light like this, and I was just laying down, and I heard the doctor, my mom just having, like, a conversation. And then, like, I remember, like, my mom staying home from work with me for, like, weeks at a time because my mouth was really bruised, and I had to have, like, some, like, stitches on my lip because my lip was super busted, and, I remember, like, having to drink peroxide. It was the 90s, y'all. It wasn't a lot of healing
Right.
medicine.
Nah, for real.
Right, so and I just remember my mom, like, being very sad and crying, when she probably thought I was sleeping, and the girl would come by and she would, like, bring us, before the court stuff started, but she would bring me, like, teddy bears and things like that, but I just remember my mom and my dad both being scared.
Hmm. So you said your mom and your dad, you grew up with both parents in the household?
Yes, they were together since they were 16, and they divorced when I was, like, 10 years old, which is when I ended up moving to New Orleans, but I mean, I'm still extremely close with both of them. I feel like they're, like, 2 of my best friends, even though they're my parents. Like, I feel like my dad is, like, the coolest OG, like, he's taught me so many lessons. He's so passionate and driven, and my mom is just, like, we may disagree on certain things, but she's always right. She always knows, she's always there, and I think she's taught me lessons in certain ways too, even if it means, like, I would never put myself through those things. I know she did those things because she had a good heart. But they both actually are very musically inclined too. My mom was in, like, a rock band, and they both worked at a music store called Music Land when I was a kid, and we used to go in there all the time.
Is that how they met?
No, they met in high
Oh,
school, but they just, like, working jobs together. They were, like, obsessed with each other. And then they would, like, get the same CD for both of their cars, but it's, like, the same artist. And then I would just, like, sit in, our little we had this room, kinda like what you guys have in the back where it's, like, all the records, but we had, like, a vinyl room and a vinyl player in our house, and I would literally go through these vinyl records. At the time, I didn't know that, like, singing was really gonna be, like, who I was and my purpose, but I always had this passion for music
hmm,
because of them.
hmm. So you talk about your purpose. Is music the reason why you're here?
I feel like it is. I feel like I'm someone who believes that music transmutes, and I think music saved me when I was, going through so many things and so many obstacles as far as like the anxiety and PTSD, right? Um, I was able to transmute these feelings I had into poems, and I would write long poems and just eventually I started saying, well, if I could write these poems and they're good, I could turn this into a song. And then you know, me and my sister, we sang in the church choir and things like that. But once my parents found out, like, oh, you guys actually have like a little tune going on, like you guys can hold
Mm,
a note, they really pushed it and they, made sure that we were able to do what we wanted to do. They were excited for us. But I feel like to answer your question, I feel like it's a part of my purpose. I feel like music is my way of reaching people that feel unreachable or unheard or unseen,
mm.
and it gives them a platform to stand on.
I love that. So PTSD.
Mhm.
Take us through what Katie deals with that. Like, how does
Mm.
that how does that look? How does that feel? How what do you go through with that?
I feel like as an adult now, it's a little bit different because I know what it is. Like, how people say like call a spade a spade.
Hmm.
You can feel when things are starting to creep up. You can feel if you're being triggered by something that's already burning inside or if it's an actual problem.
Hmm.
And mm, I feel like for me now, I think it was really bad when I was a teenager. I think for me, I was like, so in my head, I used to tell myself, well, there's no way that people actually have 2 good days in a row. I didn't believe you could have 2 good days in a row because every other day I felt like I was sad or crying or depressed.
Hmm.
I didn't really know that that was just anxiety and depression and a hormonal imbalance. I was 13, 12,
Hmm.
but I felt like the thoughts that I feel for that little girl because she was in a space of not understanding what was going on with her, so I blame myself for it.
So these things just pop up, or like when you say triggered, like what triggers that? Does it just pop in your head, or does
Mm,
words or maybe something that you
mm.
see on TV or
No, that's a valid question. Now, the thing with depression is it could literally just be a bad day, but then you start to spiral. You'll have a bad day, and then I notice for me, I don't I feel like I have signs whenever I feel like my depression is peaking back up. It'll be more like, oh, I want to come home and I want to sleep instead of create content or do a show or be at an event, which is more my character. When
Mhm.
I feel more reserved and pulled in hermit mode, that's when I know that, it's seeping in. And for me, I kind of take that more as like a learning period now for myself. Whatever I'm going through in that moment, like, yes, it's ugly and it's hard and it's painful to go into those modes, but I try to come out of it learning something, or at least like, I think there's a safety for me now just knowing that this is not really happening. It's something that's happening in my mind because of a chemical imbalance, and it's okay, you
Mm,
know?
that's deep.
I mean, I can't say that, like, I mean, obviously, if you're going through like a breakup or like, you know, something isn't going your way or you feel like there's a lot of pressure,
It hits
it's easy
hard.
to fall into. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are you speaking of relationships? Are you in any relationships?
I'm doing my thing. I'm enjoying my life.
Okay.
You know, nobody's special to talk about on here.
Mm. You better step it up, buddy.
Mm. Clock that motherfucking T.
Let's.
But I am a lover girl. I feel like love exists. And I hate when people are like, oh my God, love doesn't exist anymore. That's so lame.
What is your definition of love?
Most people don't. I've had someone ask me this question before and they never like my answer, but I'm going to say it. I think love is more of like a loyalty thing for me. I don't really see love as like, I think you should give flowers and candies and all that. That's amazing. And men, flowers are $10.99 at Publix. Like for real. But I do feel like love to me is my family. It's loyalty. It's me being able to, this is crazy, but it's me being able to be on my deathbed and knowing that you will make the right decisions for me as my man, as my partner.
Hmm.
That's love for me.
Hmm.
And I want to be able to trust you even when I'm not physically seeing you.
So trust. Yeah. I agree with you on that. I gotta be able to trust you.
Yeah, because I feel like trust is so played with now and so toyed with, and people don't realize the damage that they're doing to other people. And sometimes you're creating those trust issues in people, but then you're mad because this person's calling you 39 times, but you never, gave them clarity on purpose or something like that,
Mm.
I think it works both ways. I think people that don't trust aren't able to be trusted.
Mm.
You heard it here first.
I love that. That's good.
People are going to be mad about that comment.
What are, I guess, consistent challenges that you go through? You
Mm.
know, you're in this industry, and I'm sure it comes with a lot. What are some challenges that you can just kind of name off the top of the dome?
Yeah. I feel like, when I first moved here, right, I noticed there is this epidemic where men have a hard time listening to women or understanding a woman's perspective. Um, and that was hard for me to understand because I feel like, yes, I see men, yes, I see women, yes, I feel like there are roles. However, if you have someone in front of you that can give you information, knowledge, intuition, why not try to understand or listen? Why do you have to force your opinion onto people and then just shut them down as if what they're saying is to the wayside? And then I also feel like the challenges in this industry is like people don't talk about the fact that once you do start getting those tiers and those goals, for me especially, my family lives 7 hours away. So I'm doing some of the biggest, most amazing things in my life, and then I go home and they're not there. So, or they're not at these events, they're not at these award shows, they're not at these podcasts, they're not at my conferences. Not that they don't want to be, and they supported me my entire life, but it's your own journey. And sometimes that could be lonely because you know that you're doing this for you, but there's really no one to celebrate with.
Mhm.
And I think there's also like this fear when it comes to, like I was saying, like when you do start achieving your goals, it gets scary. Like nobody talks about how scary it is. It's like,
Right.
okay, I just bought a house. Okay, I just bought a car. But it's like, and I know God does not do things in your life for no reason. He's like, if you waited 10 years to get a new car and you get a new car, it's because it's God's timing. However, that self-doubt starts to creep in and you're like, oh shit, I have new responsibilities. And I try to tell myself he would never put too much on my plate. I can handle anything that comes my way. And if access is granted, everything will work out.
And it always does, doesn't it?
It always does, It always does.
Admit it.
Oh, God. I'm about to cry. Okay, I'm ready.
What are you addicted to?
Okay. This is going to be long. I would say I'm addicted to like one up in myself. Like I'm addicted to like growth in a way. I feel like being stagnant doesn't feel good for me. It doesn't feel good for my soul. And I feel like again, like there's a journey, there's a path, there's this mission in my head. Like I was telling you in the other room, like, yeah, you have people around you that may not understand your mission. I'm sure you've had people tell you, what are you doing? Like, why do you want to do this podcast?
Mm-hmm.
but it's not for anyone else to understand. It's your purpose. Just as if whenever Noah started building his boat, nobody knew why Noah was building a boat. They called him crazy.
Right.
And then now it's raining and we need this boat. And I feel like that's my life story. I feel like sometimes I'm misunderstood because of how much I'm willing to grow and I'm willing to go. But then when things, are successful, I feel like people catch on later.
But how do you know you're addicted to that? Like, what are some things that you do, to know, like, all right, like, I'm addicted to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess for me, like, when you're addicted to something, it's almost like you can't stop. You can't.
I don't feel like I can stop. I feel like I have a lot of weight with my family on my back. I feel like I'm doing this for like my entire state, my entire self, my legacy, my family, my nephews, like my purpose. Like I said, I don't see a stopping point. I'll probably be doing this until I'm 70, 80, like deathbed. Like, I don't think that there is a stopping point. Like, it's like a train, I'm running over anything else in my path, and it's like a battery in my back. And I just feel like I'm addicted to my own growth. Every year, I need to be able to see that there has been growth in my life. Also, I feel like I am letting God down. I'm letting these people that I love down. I want them to be able to be proud of me. I want my parents to have everything that they desire. I want, eventually the life that I want. So until I get to that, and even when I get to that, I'm going to still be going. But I mean, I've been told these things. It's like, Katie, you just don't stop. But I don't want to. Why?
How does an anxiety affect what you do? Like, have you ever
That's
was
a good
out
question.
and had an episode or?
I used to sing in high school is when I really started like really indulging into the choir life, right? So I went in the school that I was in New Orleans. It was like a bad school, so my mom moved us to a different school, and it was majority white. But when they found out that I could sing, they didn't care. Them people was like, put her to the front, put her to every show, and like it was like sold out shows every night, y'all. I'm not even being dramatic. Look it up. Like I was singing at the Hornets games, everything, y'all. One time, the football coach asked me to sing the national anthem at the football game. It was like a football game at the school. And I get all the way up to the booth at the top, and I could not remember the lyrics. And it was just because of anxiety. I used to get anxiety so bad. Like, even when I was like a little girl, performing used to be like my like talent and little pageants. I remember like turning my mic off on my first show.
Hold on. So no, don't try to refrain from that. What happened?
Oh, it was terrible. Like, I feel like he was trying to be so nice about the football coach, but I don't.
Did you keep going like when you were forgetting it?
Oh, you know what it was? Someone, it was a dead air for like, we're going to drag it out, say
Hold
a
on,
whole
you
5
forgot the beginning?
I forgot all of it. I forgot every single lyric. Like, that's what anxiety does. It takes over, and then you're just like, what am I doing? Why am I here? What's going on? I don't even think I can do this. Why is this happening to me? Like, holy crap. And I get up there, mic in hand. I'm in the booth. They got the mics. He's already announced, Katie Angel. Da, 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 da. Oh, my God. This is so embarrassing. But it was a learning point. But what ended up happening was someone fed me the lyrics that was standing next to me, and I was singing it line for line, and it was so long and it was so dragged out, and it was terrible. Like, the vocals were there, but girl, you don't know the lyrics. Like, shut up. It was terrible. But I would say like that was one of my like most anxiety driven moments. Again, now as an adult, right? I just feel like I try to, obviously you cannot control the day your anxiety will come, but I try to not put myself in those positions. If I know that I am not up for it or my energy's off, I won't put that on anyone else. If it's already scheduled, there's something like I said, like in my adulthood, there's something different about it because when I make a commitment to someone about something, I show up. And I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to go home and I'll cry. Or I'll, drink my wine. I'll light up a spliff or something. But I'm not going to it's like I want to face it now. I know what the enemy is, and I'm not gonna let it win, I guess. I hope that makes sense.
No, it does.
Okay.
So you grew up in the church, or I know you speak of the enemy, and you know.
Yes, I did grow up in the church.
Hmm.
Um, I'm Catholic. I was baptized Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I made my communion. But when I went over for college, I don't think I was like heavily into the word. I don't even think that I'm like heavily into the word now, but there's no doubt that God is moving in my life. I made it out of situations that I should not have. When I moved away, I was seeing artists like myself that were climbing to the top in the city being shot and killed. Their moms calling me, screaming, telling me that their son, one of my closest friends, had been shot in the face. I knew I had to get out of that environment. And I think I'm just so grateful because everything I ask God for, He delivers. I don't know why He chose me. I don't know why He won't get His hands off me. I don't know why this man just letting me do what I want to do. And it's all coming to fruition. But I know that He paved this for me. And I trust Him. And I trust the universe as well. I'm not someone who's going to say, like, I don't believe in the supernatural, because I do. But I feel like those are all hand in hand. I don't think that it's a Bible out there that's going to tell me how to live my life. I just feel like I have a direct line and channel to God, and He communicates.
Mm.
And I hate to even say He, because I don't even know if I know if God is a He. But
Right.
I just think I'm very like faith-based. I feel like if someone told you that you could do something, like, I just feel like, I don't know, there's just, it doesn't make sense to many, but it makes sense to me. I feel like we have conversations. He guides me. I trust in His vision and His journey. There's a clear path. And He's the only one that's never left my side, even in those moments of anxiety, even in those moments of depression. Never judged, always made a way. Situations that I should not have like gotten out of or even been approved for, been able to achieve. He's like, do you trust me? And then He just, like, there's this post I saw. I was like, God took my hand this year and we ain't stopped for water or food yet. Like, we just running. We just going.
I want you to finish this sentence.
Okay.
I am a survivor of.
Oh gosh. Mm. I know I'm a survivor of being taken advantage of when it comes to having like a loyal heart. No, I'm not perfect, but I try to make decisions in life that are not going to hurt other people. And I feel like I've been hurt so many times because of that. Like, the way that I love is so much, and it's so much to give, that I have now become like a martyr in a weird way. And I never want to be that, but I've survived just people who really try to play with you and fuck with you. And I had to realize you don't have to take that laying down. You don't have to even take it at all. Those people, you know, every single person that has done me bad, I never had to lift a finger. And that's another reason why I know God is real. And also that karma is real. Because
That's real.
you can't hurt someone that's been nothing but good to you and had good intentions. Let's say intentions is very important. Because somebody can be in your face all day and saying, oh, I want the best for you. I want the best for you. But if their intentions are ill,
Absolutely.
it will never pay out that they wanted the best for you. It will be that they didn't, and I feel like people can't mess with you and think that they won't receive their karma, because they always do. And it makes me sad to think like how many times people have tried to fuck with me. But I survived it every single time. You may knock me down, I'm gonna get right back up.
Is it? Do you think it's because of your, how you are? Like, do you?
Yeah.
Your kindness. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think so.
yeah.
But my thing is this. It's like, kindness is something that should come to someone with ease. I'm not saying you have to be nice to every single person, because I think that's fake. But just having a kind heart, being genuine with people, being authentic with people, I notice more so now as, past 25, I would say, it's like, oh, people have a hard time really just being authentic and being real. They say that they're real, but and my thing is I believe that that person is real. And like you said, like because I am like a happier person, people are like, "Oh, well, she ain't gonna know or she'll just forgive me." But the thing about it is I always find out.
Hmm.
Even when I don't even look, I'm not a digger. I don't go through phones. I don't try to see like, "Oh, is this person talking about me behind my back?" Like da 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 da. It just shows, and it's an energy that people carry too. You can feel it. Even if you try to deny it and you want to give people grace and the benefit of the doubt, you can feel it.
No, I agree. Do you have any regrets in life?
Regrets? See,
Yeah.
regrets is such an interesting topic because I hear people say all the time, like, "Oh, I have a million regrets," or "I don't have any regrets because it taught me X, Y, Z." I'm sure I do, but I feel like I might be one of those people that's like, okay, a regret, like a situation, is just a lesson.
Right.
As bad as it sucks and it hurts and the pain and what you may have experienced physically and mentally and emotionally, yeah, I wish I wouldn't have had to go through that. Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have allowed it. Or yeah, I wish I would have caught it earlier, but I didn't. But now I know. I'm not one of those people that lets something happen to me twice.
Mhm. So, can you forgive though? Are
Mm,
you forgiving?
probably not.
Mm.
That's something I would have to work on because God forgives. I don't know if Katie does. My thing is this. I I probably don't forgive just because once you show me who you are, I never forget it. It's always in my mind, and that's who you really are. That's what you're really about. You cannot show me different. Yes, I believe people change, but people don't change overnight, and I'm nobody's fool. And I feel like once you show me, it's so easy to fuck over me, do me dirty, talk bad about me, or make up lies even on yourself or your life, or just manipulate. That's too easy for you to do. That's in your character.
Do, so, do you think forgiving is to forget, or can you forgive, but you just
Mm.
never forget?
I think like forgiveness is to forget.
Mm.
I feel like if you're forgiving, then you're telling somebody because I feel like okay, now listen for the people that do forgive, right? Like my homegirl would say this: if you take that man back and cheat on you 30 times, you have told him you forgive him. You can't keep bringing it up. Like I don't like a nagger. Even if I'm in a relationship, if you didn't like that I did something and you tell me about it, okay, cool, I won't do it again. But stop bringing it up. You already told
Right.
me you forgave me. So I feel like to forgive is to forget. You have to let that go. Yeah.
What is what does marriage mean to you?
Marriage. Hmm. I feel like marriage is important, but I think it's something that should not be played with. Like it is a real life union. I don't know if it's necessarily um like I don't think I think about it in the traditional way. I'm probably more of like a spiritual person, but I feel like when you know tie souls with your counterpart and you commit to doing life together, 50, 70 years,
Mm.
30, 50 years.
Do you love fast?
mm, yes, I'm a Cancer.
Oh, you're a Cancer.
Yeah, I'm an emotionally based person, but I had to realize again, there's lessons in that too, right? Because people will take those emotions for a ride. The second they know that they can,
Hmm.
play with you like that, then it becomes like some emotional manipulation going on. Yeah, but I feel like I do love fast because I like to see the good in people.
You ever what you being in a relationship?
Who's in a relationship?
No, no, no. I'm saying like
Boy?
in the past, in the past.
Oh, okay.
You let's go back to one of your relationships.
Okay, I got it in mind.
What can you describe a moment where you was like, yo, I acted up in this relationship. I did the wrong thing.
Hell yeah. Um, yes.
That
With
just
my
took
ex.
you back, huh?
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't even know that girl anymore. But man,
So it's with
like,
a girl?
no, I'm saying like me, like I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know my like who that
Yeah,
girl
what
was,
what
you know?
got you, got you.
I think, I've been engaged twice. One when I was 19 to 25, and then one when I was 27.
But never
No.
married.
No, never married. Um, and I think in both of those, I I was a little hot-headed. I was a little bratty. And I remember the first engagement, I I did something that I don't know if I should say this story. But I just feel like I did something that was like that could have went so left, and you're not thinking when young men are out here killing each other
Mm.
and you're playing with somebody, and I will never do that again.
And that was the first one.
Yeah. And I think we were so young, anything could have happened, but I think that you have to, even when you're dealing with your partner, even if you're annoyed or you're mad at them or you don't like what they're saying, you have to kind of reel yourself in a little bit and have some patience. Because even if I don't like what you're saying, I like you, I care about you, so let me try to hear it. And I would shut down quickly. If I didn't want to hear it, oh, out of my face. Like, go, you know? But now it's more like, in my mind, I could be saying that, but I'm here, I'm listening.
Did you call off the engagement or did he?
I did both.
Ah.
Not that I don't intend to be married, but I think both of those relationships are not meant for me to marry them. I think the first one, again, I was living in Louisiana, so where we're from, if you've been with somebody since you were 19, 18 years old, you marry them,
Mm.
especially if you've been with them for like 5 years. I think we just thought that's what we needed to do.
Mm.
And
So
I don't
you
think that we needed to do that.
right. So you just say yes just because that's what you say when somebody proposed.
Not like obviously in the moment I was like, "Oh my god, like I love you." Like I loved him. Like me and this man,
I
we
love you.
we were broke together. Like I remember we didn't even have cars together. We were riding bikes to work. And he was like meeting me halfway when I would get off and he would ride his bike back. Like we were broke. Like there were nights we didn't eat together. Like we recorded some of our first music together. We still talk to this day. Like I think once you grow with somebody through the mud, the rough of it, there's always going to be a connection. But I think it was just looking back is what I'm saying now. I don't think that was my husband. I think it was maybe friend, but I just feel like we experienced so many life lessons together. We felt like that's what we had to do.
But you did it a second time. So that second
Yes.
time, you've already been through the engagement process of, that first time.
Yeah.
This second time, like you must have had known, like, all right, this is the person I'm going to marry.
Yeah. Now with him, I definitely felt like this was the person I wanted to marry. It was so beautiful. The engagement was, I mean, he went all out. I think our families just loved each other so much. We had, like, I could have strongly see myself walking down the aisle to this man.
Hmm.
Um, we lost a baby together. And it got to a point after the baby died where we couldn't even look at each other. It was almost like, no, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. And there were issues where his mother was not very supportive. She was just like, well, you guys don't need to have a baby for me. You guys don't need to even have a kid. It was just like very weird comments being made. And as a woman, I felt very like disrespected, but I wasn't going to fight with nobody's mama. I'm not going to sit here and I feel like as my man, you should have my back. Not that you got to go off on your mama, but maybe say that's not the right comment to say. This is not the right time for this. And it was just like rain for months after that engagement, after losing the baby. I just remember it was just raining. I couldn't even sleep. Like, I probably was a little bit not myself. And I feel like for him, he just wanted to go back to normal. And it's like, no, we cannot go back to normal. Like, that doesn't even feel right to me. And it became a lot of like blame game until one day I told him, like, after a very, 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 we argued from 8 a.m. to like 3 p.m. Just us two in the house arguing like crazy. And I got so mad. I just threw all this shit over the belt. Like, we lived in this apartment. I threw all this shit over. This is so bad. I threw all his shit over the balcony. We had a dog, threw the dog out, locked him out the house. He done broke the door trying to get in. And he's not even that kind of guy in character. Like, he was like very gamer, like nerdy kind of guy. But it was just, I don't feel like we bounced back from that loss. And it was hurtful. Because I felt like he just wanted to go back to normal. And I was still hurting.
So, why do you think y'all blamed each other?
I don't know. I think we were both so excited. We had already called our moms, our dads. We had our gender reveal. Like, it was just a lot that had already been like planned out, I guess. Even though the baby was a surprise, we were in such a healthy space in our relationship. We wanted it, you know? And I don't know why he blamed me, but I think I blamed him because I felt like I had some like medical complications after, and I didn't feel the support. I didn't feel the love. I didn't feel like he was like there for me. Even looking back now, it's like I don't think I should have been like just in a room while you're playing the video game. But in his mind, he's probably like, well, I got to get my mind off it too, you know? But in the moment, you don't see that.
You didn't like how he supported you or how he didn't support you afterwards.
Right. I know that's why I blamed him. And it just became like a very stressful situation because, yeah, I can talk to my sister all day. But it's like, who wants to hear somebody crying on the phone all day? I want to talk to my man. I want to cry with you. Like, and then like, I would be like, why aren't you crying? Like, why aren't you crying looking at this stuff? And I just felt like he maybe thought, oh, well, if I'm just less emotional, she'll come out of this because I was not myself. And I don't think he had ever seen me hit rock bottom in that way. So looking back, I'm just saying it in a looking back perspective, he probably did not know what to do. He probably did not know what to say. But in the moment, I blamed him for not having the answers. But no one probably did, you know? It was just a fucked up situation.
Do you think you will ever have kids? No?
I'm pregnant now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Whoa,
I'm just kidding.
hold on.
Wow, I'm just kidding.
We got the drop? Okay.
No. I want kids, but I want it in the right way. Like, I don't want to have a kid with someone that I'm not married to. I see so many women struggle with not receiving child support or not having that help. I want it to be with my person because I truly feel like when you bring a baby into this world, they didn't ask to be here first off. And there's so much responsibility that comes with that. Yes, my parents were amazing, but they had domestic violence issues. And I had to see those things. And I know that that's a part of my anxiety as well, right? And I just get so scared because there's so much responsibility with raising a kid. Like, you are the reason that they become what they become. Even though parents try to say, like, oh, you're on your own. Like, this is a journey you chose. Baby, you showed me the way. Like, you showed me how to get here. And I think, I don't have kids, like I said, but my brother and his wife have 3 sons, and my sister and her boyfriend have 2 sons. So I'm like TT of the year. Like, I have 5 nephews. We go in, okay? My boys see me, they like, TT. Like, we be lit, okay? Like, they calling my phone all the time. They just visited for Easter, my whole family, to see my new house. And, like, I'll give those boys everything. And if I don't have kids, I've, like, come to the form of, like, I mean, I'm still obviously young enough to have kids, but if it doesn't happen, they're my kids.
Well, let's let's talk about some daily repetitions that you do to stay on track. What are some of those
Okay.
things to stay focused? You do so much. You talked about it a little bit, and we'll
Yes.
get into it now. But what are some things that you just do
Mm.
that you can give to the people?
So I feel like every day, wake up grateful, wake up thankful. I journal a lot. I have a gratitude jar that I like to put little grateful things into. And I feel like it comes back. Like, I'm the type of person where I feel like if you're not grateful for what you already have, don't expect to get more
Mm.
because you have to show that. And it could easily just be like, you know, had a great interview with Dave, right? Gratitude jar. Next interview, it's amazing too. Like, I feel like feed into the gratitude energy.
Mm.
I also feel like every day, um, hmm, man, daily. Well, I feel like, just try to work on yourself. I know that's what I do for myself. Every day kind of feels like an adventure or an experiment or like an experience
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to lock myself out of like heaven. I want to experience life. I want to see different things. I want to try new things. Like, I feel like that's another reason why I'm here. And stay close to God, stay close to your family because at the end of the day, they're all you got.
Name a mentor, somebody that helps you kind of be creative or pushes you to do what you do.
Mm. Can they be famous or no?
They can be anybody.
Okay. I would say like Sarah Jake Roberts. I really love how she's not afraid, even though she's in a spiritual platform, right? She's in a church, but
Mm-hmm.
she's not afraid to talk about the supernatural. And she's not afraid to let you know, like, she has this message where she says, they could count, or no, no, no. She says, they could do math, but they couldn't count miracles. They could do math, but they couldn't count in blessings.
Mm.
And
That's
that's
deep.
why they have to leave your life, She said, this is the cost. God's trying to bless you. And it's a really great seminar, the whole thing. But I remember listening to that a couple days ago, and it moved me because she is someone who, even if you're a loner, right, on your journey, on your path, she makes sure you know that there are other people out here like you, but your challenge is to see that you're going to meet on a daily basis the less than, the other, the people who may not agree, the people who don't have as much faith. And that's your challenge. The enemy can come in different forms.
Mm.
It doesn't matter what they look like, even if it's someone who's putting seeds into you, but every time you talk to this person, you don't feel too well or you don't feel too good. That's your body and your, intuition telling you, back up because this person is not meant for you. And they are trying to put self-doubt into you. There are so many people also out here that try to like shake you out your spot, tell you that this is crazy, tell you that they don't understand why you're doing
Mm.
all this, minimize your life when they could never,
You feel it.
you know? So I feel like she's such an inspiration because she always says, even if it's a few of us, I'd rather be a part of the few.
Mm. I love that.
She's great.
So, what's next for Katie? What
Mm.
is happening? What's going on with you right
What's
now?
coming up for me next? We will be doing another Queens Reigning podcast where we have real estate agents, doctors, lawyers, bankers, entrepreneurs. We have singers, we have dancers, and they give women in the industry or not in the industry advice. We talk about things that most of the time you don't get an answer for or people don't want to talk about. I also have my show, Who Wants to Be Your Pen Pal, and I'm the host of it. We
Okay.
just started filming season 1, so you guys are going to start to see that content pushing. And this is an interesting concept because it's a part of Love Nest XX, which is a pen pal service. So what we do is, you guys, we're
Pen
in
pal?
the we are in the streets, like Atlanta streets, and we link incarcerated men and women to people in the streets who are single. And they actually are like writing each other. Like we've made like 3 connections already. It's going very well. And they're talking about a season 2. So it's going to be great. And of course, I just dropped my new album, Clarity. So you guys got to stream that. Yeah,
Oh
just
yeah.
work it.
You got a lot going on. I love it. I love it.
Next time you see me, you'll be like, Katie, what the hell? Now it's more. But it feeds me. It feeds my soul.
I guess you are addicted.
I told you. You thought I was joking. But it's a good problem. You know? I love what I do. I feel like, again, that's my purpose.
What advice do you have for your 20-year-old younger you?
Oh God. Calm the fuck down. The world does not revolve around your ass, girl. If somebody's giving you criticism, take it. I was dealing with someone today who is in that mindset, right? And it just reminded me of how angry I used to be when somebody would try to criticize me or not even criticize, but critique me. And I'm like, looking back, like, those things probably would have been helpful. Yes, you have your life figured out and you're on the right path, but it's okay to hear a couple things and ideas. You don't have to shoot the messenger every time. Don't worry about love right now because self-love is the most important thing. And get to that money. Get to that money. It'll pay off.
Get to that bag. Mm-hmm. Any last remarks?
Don't date. No, I'm just kidding. Don't date him. I'm kind of upset that I did not cry, but I was in a good spirit today, so I feel like I wasn't like if it was yesterday, oh my God, I was crying yesterday, all like, ugh. But
why you was crying yesterday?
Oh my gosh, so it's like again, I feel like this is all about God, but I feel like God was like
everything.
He is, and I feel like He was giving me like a message so hard yesterday, and I didn't want to accept it, and I was just going through the motions of trying to understand, and I don't want to go too much into it, but I just think, sometimes we have to make really hard decisions by ourselves, and people don't know that. Like, you don't know what somebody's going through. Your friend could be smiling and laughing in your face, but you don't know what they deal when they lay down in bed at night. And I think just doing certain things on my own and alone and making decisions that nobody else can give me an answer to, I was really having a hard time with accepting that. But today I realized it's like now I have my answer. Like I slept on it and I'm like, okay, girl. But what I would leave with is, never fight the feeling inside of you. If you have something that you want to do, if you have somewhere you want to go, if you feel a calling to something, take a risk, take a chance. Don't be scared because somebody got to do it and let it be you.
Yeah. Everybody. Katie. I'm going to come give you a hug.
Yes. Oh my God. That was so good. You were getting deep on me. Oh my God, Dave, I'm not ready. Every time you asked me something, I was like, breathe. Because it was going to be bad. No, I was like, and then I thought you were going to go into like, more of my parents. But I'm glad we did it.
We can sit back down if you want.
I don't know. I want my mom to be like, girl, what the hell? What you got going on? I mean, I don't know.
Well, why though?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about the DV stuff. 'Cause I don't know if I'm the person for that anyways. If I haven't experienced it. But I've experienced it as a third party.
Because I did
don't wanna
hear you slip
misspeak.
and say, you said it later, like towards the end.
Right.
Like,
I mean, if you want to go, I don't know. What do y'all think?
I think we're going to go with you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Because I also don't want to misspeak and misrepresent for women that maybe have a voice for that. But this was amazing. You guys were great. And the vibes are really good in here. Like, y'all's energy was good.
Thank you. We try to make you feel as comfortable as possible.